Hi, this is Cheryl back with you from Farmhouse Frugally. Today I have 5 beautiful everyday paint inlays, transfers, different things that I'm going to use. And I'm going to start with 2 frames that were the last thing I thrifted, but by thrifted we all know I mean got at the good table at my dump. And I am going to mix a custom color from these 3 gorgeous colors that I have in front of me, trying to get a deeper green blue. It does come out a little more blue than I wanted, but I just don't have a deep green that I really need. I end up with a beautiful aqua, and I add just a little bit of red to that to make that just a little bit more moody, deeper, a little bit more antique feeling. And then once I get that color, I'm going to go ahead and just paint this whole section that is white. And then when I get that section done, I want to switch brushes to something a little bit more angled and get the edges as close to the wood without hitting the wood if possible, so that I can stain the wood later. I am going to use that beautiful IOD paint inlay, La Folie, but unfortunately, I opted to only put 1 layer of the blue paint down, and I really should have done 2. I bought this months ago, and this is the first time that I'm using this paint inlay, and I am just spritzing that paint side, putting that wet into the wet paint, and trying not to push the edges into the paint because it gives you these panty lines, but unfortunately, whether I put it there or not, it still gave me those lines. And so it's a little more noticeable, I think, when you do this on a deep color, not quite as noticeable with a white paint. Also, if you use chalk paint, I'm using a latex here, but if you use chalk paint, you can take a rag and it's much easier to smooth out those lines. So that's another recommendation for you. If you're going to try this, try a chalk paint or cut one big sheet, the piece of that you're using, the size that you're using, and don't cut it into bits and pieces like this. And then I'm going to go into the long thin one, and I'm going to do the very same thing, same color, same edging, and then I'm going to use the same paint inlay, same steps, so obviously I won't make you watch. I put that side, and then I am going to go ahead and spritz this once it's dry and try to release it. It definitely pulled up some of that paint, showing that white board underneath. So I am going to have to go ahead with the blue and touch that up and try to fill in some of the areas that are really just too white. But I'm just going to go ahead with a fine brush and just kind of pounce around the areas and just sort of fill that in. And I do try to fix those lines that are a little bit more obvious, but I don't think I did myself any favors here. I feel like as it dried, it still had quite a bit of that line in it. So not sure. I'm going to keep playing with these and see. Definitely prefer chalk paint to latex paint. Then I'm going to do the same procedure here with the second one. Once it's fully dry, mist it, pat it off so that it doesn't run any of the paint, and then pull that back gently and then touch up any areas that need to be touched up. And then this is where most of y'all would probably just want to leave it, or maybe you want to put a little bit of a spray poly over it, or a white wax, a clear wax, but I really like my things to be very antique, very rustic looking. So I'm going to go ahead and take some glaze, some antiquing glaze, and I'm going to use it as a stain over the edges of the wood. But then I'm going to go ahead and go over the whole paint inlay, which is going to make this look 100 years old. So if you do not like that look, you definitely do not want to use an antiquing wax or an antiquing glaze over the top of the picture. If you want it to be nice and crisp like it is, then I would say definitely just do a clear wax, or best a polyurethane, a spray poly or something, so that you don't smudge any of the paint. I thought about making one a riser or a tray. I may do that sometime in the future, but for now, this is how they look, very aged and a little hard to see here in the corner of my entryway. It is an absolutely beautiful paint inlay, and I'm going to continue to play with it with some pinks underneath and white and other colors to see just how these other colors will work with it, and I will keep you posted on that. But that is the first and second project. And this collaboration, Last Things Thrifted, is hosted by Jody at Southern Seasons, Monica Up All Night DIY, Dawn Shabby Meets Bling, Indiana Jones, Shelley Repurpose My Way, and Marika Creations. Their channels as well as a playlist will be in the description box for you to check out. The second piece, or third piece, I guess, was this sign thrifted at the Goodwill bins for, I believe, $1. Just going to start by cleaning it and giving it a beautiful coat of a sagey green for just the backdrop here. A perfect green for when you want to use a little bit of antiquing wax over it. This is a latex, but I am basically using it to be my base coat. So I'm just going to do the front and sides of this. This is a very rough cut board, but that's fine for this particular item. And then once that is fully dry, I'm going to go ahead and take out a white paint and a plastic trowel, I guess you'd call it. I am going to take a little bit, very little bit on it, and I am just going to go this way and that way initially for this first coat. Very, very thin and very haphazard. I want some green to show through here. I just wanted this to be a very messy coat. If I wasn't using a particular kind of transfer, I would add the salt wash on this. I love that look when you're looking for something textured, but in this particular case, that would be a little bit hard, I think, for that. And then I am going to go ahead and give that a second coat with the same technique, and then I am going to dry that good with my heat gun. And then when it's fully dry, I'm going to bring it down to the garage and I'm going to hit the edges primarily and then quickly over the top with my sander to definitely bring some of the green back and to give this a defined edge and some distressing around the edge. And now I have had this transfer for years. This is a Prima redesign transfer that my kids got me a couple of years ago, and I have used bits and pieces of it, but I still have quite a bit of it left. So I thought that it would be really lovely here on this item. It's just the perfect color green. So I'm cutting off the bits and pieces at the bottom that make it look like I am missing the one below it, because it's one of those transfers that you just continuously add bits and pieces to. I'm going to cut it here and there, and that is going to give me other bits and pieces I can use for projects later on, little projects, and then make this fit, but make it look like it is, one continuous branch. I forgot just how much more elbow grease is required on the Prima redesign transfers than the IOD. The IOD go down much, much easier, and this one is older, so that might be part of it, but I think also it is just the nature of the type of plastic that is on the back, so it did take me quite a bit of time to make sure that I got this all down, and so I just took my time and went slowly. I probably should have sprayed it with a poly coat. It is just so cold here. It's like 25 degrees out, so way too cold for that. But I did eventually get that down and get that burnished. And then I am taking, this is an antique wax with a clear wax mixed together. And that is easier than doing the waxes in 2 steps. And so that is going to give me just a very light vintage look over the top of it, but is going to do a nice antiquing edge. And you can see the difference here with and without. Definitely like it better with. And this would be great for that crackle medium, which I do not have on hand, but that would have been very cool to do that crackling and crazing on this piece as well. And then once I have that done, I am going to just take some rusty wire, since there's 2 holes already in this, and I am going to just twist that on the bottom of my paintbrush so that it can't go through the hole. And then I'm going to just make that excess wire twisted as well, and then hang that here in my craft room, because it is the most beautiful color that does go very well in this room. So let me know what you think about this beautiful little trash to treasure. It is so nice to save this stuff from the landfill, and this is a very easy one to reproduce. If you have a little bit of paint and you have a transfer, make it your own, but use kind of these different styles to do something different with that little trowel. And I really like the look of that. Looks very antique-y with the green poking through the white, but let me know what you think. Number 4 is going to take quite a bit of layering here, but I got this beautiful picture frame free at the dump. Oh my goodness, it's still brand new, still has a sign. Somebody paid $6.99 for it, never used it. It has been hanging around because it is very dirty, even inside the plastic somehow. So I took that off, took that apart, and went and gave that a good clean, both sides, to make sure that that would be ready when I was done. And then this is the menagerie transfer that I picked up a couple of months ago from IOD, and I've used quite a bit of it and still have quite a bit left, getting toward the end after this project, because I'm using a lot of it here. And I am using the very picture that was in the frame. I just flipped it around on the back because I just needed a white background, and then I am just going to layer. Now this does take a little bit of practice, but it is easy enough to do, and it adheres very easy on a paper back. So if you've never used a transfer before, it is easier to do it on this paper pretty much than anything else, or unless you have a spray coat poly piece of wood, that's very easy as well. But I want to just take some of these pieces and just make this my own. And again, that is the beautiful thing about transfers. You add whatever it is that you like. I have done the bird behind the cage, and I have done the bird in front of the cage. I definitely like it in front of the cage better. Otherwise you have the lines going over it, and I don't know, it was too many lines. I just didn't care for that look. I recognize that it doesn't look like the bird is necessarily in the cage, but that is fine. It could be hanging around the outside edge of it, but I think at first glance it tricks the eye. So now I'm keeping in the purple tones here, because there's a lot of purple and white left in the book, and there's quite a bit of this kind of floral. So I am going to cut this to my advantage, and I am just going to place the different branches overlapping one another. And again, you can lay this out first if you want. I tend to just get a basic idea and then go from there, because you can always cut some and replace, change the placement of the bits and pieces that are left. But general idea, I knew that I wanted it to come down off of the branch somewhat over the cage. I did go ahead and speed this up so you don't have to watch me do this, but once I got the bulk of the layers the way that I wanted them, then there were a few pieces in the booklet that had more of a deep purple, and I really wanted to use those to really make that pop. So they look like little plums, and I wanted to put some in the cage for the bird, and then I wanted to take the last few and go ahead and put them right in the tree so that this could resemble a flowering fruit tree. So it is, I think, quite lovely in the color tones, and I think that it came out absolutely gorgeous. And I had so much fun playing, just layering on top and just being creative. I felt like it did need just a little bit more, some green in the top left corner, and add that to that piece of branch, and then fill that in. And then once I have that on there, this is finished. Put it back in the frame, And I am going to take a little bit of gold, antique gold rub and buff. It just feels like it needed just a little bit more, so not a lot more. It already has the pretty detail, the roping detail, but I thought that the gold rub and buff would bring out that detail just a little bit more than that maybe stained look that it had. And that is how it came out. I think that it is so French country, so vintage almost in that feel, and just has such beautiful detail. So I would love to know what you think about that before I move on to my final project. I want to say thank you so much for joining me. Please do hit like, hype, subscribe, all the things to help this channel to grow. I would really appreciate that. And my final project is also a trash to treasure. This blue, very lovely frame that has a blackboard in it was also left on the good table at my dump. My absolute favorite place to thrift. I wish you all had a dump like mine. Going to go ahead and keep this beautiful blue frame blue. It's already distressed. It's a lovely color, and I am simply going to attempt to add a paint inlay on the black chalkboard, but I am going to do that using the Fusion Clear Coat, which was also free, brand new on the good table at my dump. Somebody bought it, never even used it. So I am covering the whole area, the blackboard area. I'm misting the paint inlay. I'm putting the paint side down onto that. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and then I am going to just kind of take a little bit of a moist towelette, paper towel, and just pat that and let that dry thoroughly. I'm going to let this dry overnight and mist it and see if I can get this paint inlay to adhere onto this chalkboard in this finish. I think that this one came out absolutely lovely. Same thing next day, misted it and peeled it back. It did take longer to dry. I think I put it on a little thick, so next time I did go a little thinner. If you missed my recent winter themed items, you will want to check the sleigh out that I did. That came out spectacular using this same technique. So let me know which was your favorite. Thanks so much for stopping by. Don't forget to check out the playlist in the description box, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.